Good afternoon, everybody. It is Phoenix the Boss bringing you another episode of Go Battle League Struggles, and in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a team that I was running in the Open Master League, or the Master League Classics, that features the team of a double legacy Mewtwo with Side Strike and Shadow Ball, Lugia running Dragon Tail, Sky Attack, and Hydro Pump, and of course the standard of Master League, Dialga with Dragon Breath, Iron Head, and Draco Meteor. This is really my first time doing streaming and things of that nature, so I haven't quite mastered how to put up all the fancy backgrounds and show the IVs and move sets of the Pokemon that I'm using. But as time progresses, I'll end up learning how to do that a little bit more, just to make the videos a little bit more, meaningful. This is my first time attempting to do content like this, so I hope you guys bear with me. But yeah, this is just a solid team that I want to go ahead and showcase. It's ranked in PV Poke as one of the best teams. It's A's all across the board, but that doesn't mean that it's the best team. This team definitely has its hard counters and things that it can't do anything against, a la Melmetal and Yvolta. So, but I just wanted to at least get an opportunity to show you guys this team. If you guys could, just go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll continue to put out as much Go Battle League content as I possibly can. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and dive right into these videos. Like I said, I ran about 10 battles and had about a 6-4 record, so it's not all wins. Sometimes you can learn from your losses too, so that's what I'm hoping to accomplish here. So starting off, we got a lead Dialga against Mewtwo, a best buddy Dialga against my best buddy Mewtwo. The idea here for me is to at least build up to a Focus Blast, and they were looking to potentially catch a Focus Blast on their Mewtwo that they swapped into, but I only throw the Side Strike. Now, I know that I have a win condition because if they think that I was building up to a Focus Blast, they probably don't think that I have Shadow Ball. So the Shadow Ball goes unshielded, absolutely obliterates that Mewtwo. Opponent comes back in with Dialga. I'm able to get to another Shadow Ball here. Side Strike would have still did a decent amount of damage, but the Shadow Ball is neutral, so it's going to definitely hit harder. Aggressive swap into my own Dialga. Now, I lost count of their energy, so I didn't know if they were at a Draco Meteor yet, but they were only at a Iron Head. So I'm going to go ahead and build up, throw the Iron Head, and I should be able to, if they choose not to shield this, I should be able to, hit this pretty hard and then completely farm down. And now the opponent's going to come in with a Groudon. So I pretty much kind of see this as a win on my end, because their Groudon is going to get hard countered by my Lugia once I decide to bring it in. So that was a little too soon for an Earthquake, and there's no reason to really pour an Earthquake's worth of energy into an already weakened Dialga. So they go ahead and farm down. I switch into Lugia, get a couple of Dragon Tails through. Opponent immediately realizes there's no win con there, and then they go ahead and just surrender the battle. So GG's to my opponent. Very well played. And like I said, this team definitely works well, just so long as it's not running into the hardest counters that I could potentially face, like this. We run into I'm sorry, got a little bit of lag there. So yeah, we run into a Giratina Origin into Mewtwo. I swap to Lugia, and the opponent swaps to Excadrill. Excadrill is an amazing core breaker for the Master League Classics. So I get enough energy in order to dump a Hydro Pump into this Excadrill, and unfortunately they ended up blocking it. But the opponent gets to another Rock Slide. Now, the only good thing about Lugia is tanky enough to where it can take, a couple of Rock Slides. Again, apologize about any lag that I'm getting on my end. Videos are just streaming a little bit slow. I don't know if it was just this battle or how it uploaded, but yeah, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and try and dump a Sky Attack into this Excadrill just to see where I can get. And now Excadrill is just building up to another Rock Slide, but I'm able to get into a sky attack. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and shield this next rock slide and then dump this sky attack into the Excadrill. It shouldn't be enough to take it out, but if not, yeah, not enough to take it out, but I can go ahead and do one Dragon Tail and, you know, get rid of the Excadrill on my end. Now, I tried to see if I can get to a sky attack, but unfortunately was not able to. Opponent goes back into their Giratina Origin. I swap into Dialga. They go into Snorlax. They have no shields, and Mewtwo absolutely gets to the side strikes quick enough to be able to take out the Snorlax. The opponent realized the conditions there and just decided to surrender. So I will say good game to my opponent. It was a very well played matchup. And like I said, this team works very well if baits and energy is managed correctly. So in the third battle, we have Mewtwo into Kyogre. Now this is not a super bad matchup. The waterfalls are absolutely obliterating Mewtwo, but you know, by the time they get to one surf, I'm already at nearly 2 side strikes. So I go ahead and throw the first side strike and was able to nearly take out this Kyogre. So they're gonna throw a surf. I'm gonna go ahead and shield right here, and then the opponent comes in with a Dialga. So at this point, I'm just gonna build up as if I have a Shadow Ball, a Focus Blast, but I'm gonna throw the Shadow Ball. And the goal here is to get a shield, which I was able to successfully do. I have enough residual energy to the point where I can throw one more Shadow Ball. I'm either going to get the last shield from Dialga, or I'm going to chunk a ton of its health, which we end up doing the latter. And then I just aggressively swap into Dialga. Now, they did farm up a decent chunk of energy here, so it's a good possibility that they could be throwing Draco Meteor, which they do. So it was a good call on my end to shield this, and I'm able to farm down the opponent Dialga. I have a ton of residual energy on my end, and then they're going to throw in a Togekiss, which in certain circumstances is a horrible matchup, but then they switch into an energy depleted Kyogre that I just completely farmed down. Now I have 2 Iron Heads, and as we know, Fairy is weak against Steel, so I go ahead and throw this first Iron Head. The opponent does shield it, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the second Iron Head. This is definitely going to nearly take out the Togekiss. Yeah, and then just because I go ahead and swap into Lugia, the opponent, after about 3 charms, realized there's really no win condition there, so the opponent then surrenders. So that's going to be a good game to them. Very well played. Yeah, this, like I said, this team works very well just so long as it stays away from 2 or 3 Pokemon. You can win just about every battle that you go into if you manage things right. Here's an example of a Pokemon you don't want to see at the beginning of the game with this team. So we got a Melmetal into the Melmetal into Mewtwo, or Mewtwo into Melmetal. So at this point, I have to hope that they think that I'm going to be throwing a Focus Blast so I can get energy, get shields. They go ahead and shield the Side Strike bait, so you know that was good on my end, and they're gonna go ahead and throw a Rock Slide. Now, one thing about Mewtwo is it can survive at least 2 Rock Slides from a Melmetal before it needs to shield. So I'm gonna go ahead and now throw the Shadow Ball. Opponent was just gonna let it go no matter what it was. I didn't have to shield right here because Mewtwo could have survived that. I didn't know that then, I know it now. But now I'm gonna go ahead and try to get some more farm in on this Melmetal. So they're gonna get to another Rock Slide before I get to Side Strike, and they're gonna go ahead and throw this Side Strike. If they don't shield it, this should be enough to take out the Melmetal, but they do shield. So at this point, I'm just gonna get farmed down. Tried to make it to one more Side Strike. I was 1 Psycho Cut away, but wasn't able to get it. Now, what I do here, which probably cost me the game, is I go ahead into Dialga, and then I insta swap straight into Lugia, thinking that the opponent was going to get antsy and just try to dump a superpower into my Dialga, and I was going to try to catch it with Lugia, but it did not work out that way at all. And right now I just kind of got to take my medicine with this. I can't afford to throw energy right now. I need for whatever's in the back line, and you know, they're just going to keep throwing these rock slides, and I am going to take out the Melmetal, and they come in with a Giratina Origin. So I gotta start throwing these sky attacks. This is where Aerial Blast would probably be a much better fit, and once I get a couple of more Elite Charge TMs, because there are some Pokemon I have to Legacy move first, I definitely need to make sure that I put Aerial Blast on my Lugia for future Master League battles. So I get it low, and then they swap into, I swap into my Dialga, and then the opponent swaps into a Garchomp. Garchomp recently got a buff with Dragon Tail and with the Community Day move of Earth Power, and there's no way that Dialga is going to survive an Earth Power right here, which 100% KOs Dialga. So I'm going to go ahead and just farm it down, knowing that the Giratina Origin's coming back in. I just go ahead and surrender that battle. So good game to my opponent. They really took advantage of my very poor decision to try to insta swap and catch a superpower on my Lugia. So fifth battle, we have Mewtwo into Kyogre. Again, this is a winnable matchup. As you can see, by time Mewtwo gets to nearly 2 side strikes, Kyogre is just getting to its first serve. So right now, again, I'm going to try to bait the Focus Blast, but I'm going to throw a side strike. Now, because I had so much farm on that Kyogre, I can launch off a couple of attacks at this Dialga. So I actually successfully get both shields, and now I'm going to go ahead and aggressively swap into my own Dialga here. Now, knowing that they built as much energy as they did, this could potentially be a Draco Meteor, but it's only a Iron Head, so that was a really good call by my opponent just to throw the Iron Head. Not really thinking too much into it. I still have a shield, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump an Iron Head into this Dialga right now. They could potentially get to a Draco Meteor before I get to another one, and I don't want to be at a disadvantage. I already have Switch kinda, so I'm gonna go ahead and call the Draco Meteor here, which would have done massive damage to my Dialga had I not shielded it. So just waiting to see what comes back in, and they bring in a Kyogre. Now I'm not sure if I could survive a Surf from this range. Yeah, no, can't survive a Surf in this range, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Mewtwo. I had a little bit of residual energy left on it, so I'm able to get to this side strike, and that's going to about take out the Kyogre. So I go ahead and bring in Lugia, and then the opponent brings in the Togekiss. So we're not out of the woods just yet. These charms are doing the work of God right now on this Lugia, but not too much for me to be concerned about. It's just the ancient power and the potential attack and defense boost that I'm worried about. So I go ahead and hit it with Hydro Pump. Again, this is a screaming example as to why I need to Legacy move Aerial Blast on Togekiss, because I'm almost certain it would have been closer to Faint It than not. Aerial Blast is naturally a stronger move than Hydro Pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Sky Attack, and it's not enough to KO, but I am able to go ahead and get the Dragon Tail down on the Togekiss and on the Kyogre. So that's going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. That battle literally came down to the wire, because without that win, it would have been a little bit tough. And as you can see here, I only recorded this because that was a set coupled with the Monday set that I had that actually helped me get to veteran rank. Now, one thing about me is I fear being stuck in Ace Purgatory, because in season 6, I believe it was, I never got higher than 2499 rating. So this was the set that I was able to hit veteran status. So I was super excited about that. And now we know that the climb to get to expert and then eventually legend is not going to be easy, but I'm willing to grind for it. I got 2 months left in the season to do something. Sixth battle here. have Togekiss against Mewtwo. So this isn't a horrible matchup. Mewtwo can win this in a 1 shield. So we both got 2 shields. I just need to see how much they really value this Togekiss. So I'm able to go ahead and dump 1 Side Strike into it, and I'm up to close to 2 Side Strikes. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and shield this Ancient Power, and I'm going to go ahead and throw this second Side Strike. I just need to know how much they value this Togekiss. Not as much. They're going to go ahead and let the Togekiss go down. And then the opponent comes in with a Melmetal. So, I mean, really not too much I can do. They can get as much farm as they want to, and I can't get 2 moves off against this thing. So I have to throw a Shadow Ball in order to get some shields off of it. So opponent's going to go ahead and throw their Rock Slide and have to let this go down. Now, right now, I really don't have too much of a formula to win, and I'm thinking that they were getting ready to throw a Melmetal Superpower there again, but unfortunately, they were a turn behind, and they end up catching the Rock Slide. So, kind of stuck at this point, you know? I was hoping to catch that Superpower, but it just didn't work out, so I'm kind of seeing that this might be a losing effort battle. I don't even put the shield into the Lugia. Lugia barely survives the Rock Slide here, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to get as little chip damage as I can with the Sky Attack, but it's not really going to do enough, and opponent's going to go ahead and take down my Lugia and get a little bit of lag there, and I'm just thinking I just need to farm up as much as possible. If this is a superpower, so be it, because I'm going to have to shield at some point, right? And then the opponent comes out with a Groudon, so I know that this battle is over. I'm just kind of delaying the inevitable at this point. So I shield up the Fire Punch. I'm going to go ahead and throw this Iron Head here, thinking that, you know, there's some type of miracle that I can potentially muster, but there's really nothing that I can do at this point. Sorry for getting all the calls. I usually try not to battle on my main phone, because if I want to record or stream, I get buku phone calls and text messages, so I'm getting out of the habit of that. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to win that game, so good game to my opponent, very well played. So we now move into the second battle of the second set, going against a Season 7 legend right now. Mewtwo into Groudon. Again, this is a neutral matchup, and it's not one that you really want to go away from. Now, even though they switch into Dialga, since I don't have an immediate great answer to Dialga, I'm just going to stay in with Mewtwo, only because Lugia can handle that Groudon just plenty well. So I go ahead and throw the Iron Head, and I'm not the Iron Head. I throw the Side Strike, able to get the shield. The opponent's throwing the Iron Head, so gonna go ahead and throw a Shadow Ball right now. Again, this is either going to get a shield or is going to completely chunk this Dialga. And all right, so I'm getting to the second Side Strike right now, so either it's going to take this thing out or I'm going to get shield advantage, which I get the shield advantage and aggressively swap into my own Dialga. I'm just going to call the fact that this is an Iron Head, which it was. So, and then the opponent comes out with a Togekiss, so I know that I can go ahead and dump a Iron Head into this Togekiss. It's weak against the Steel type due to its Fairy typing, and that takes about 85% of Togekiss health, and they're just going to charm down Dialga. Going to come in with Lugia. I don't have to shield any of its charged attacks right now, so I'm going to go ahead and let this Ancient Power go through. They don't get a boost, so I'm sitting pretty good right now, and I'm able to Dragon Tail down the Togekiss. The opponent realized there's no win con there, so they do surrender, but good game to my opponent, very well played. Again, that was a previous season legend, so that lets me know that I'm good enough to get these wins. Just gotta keep it up. All right, so third battle into the second set, we have Mewtwo into Excadrill. Again, It's not the greatest matchup, but it's winnable depending on how you decide to play it. So I'm, again, building up to give the opponent the pretense that I have Focus Blast. I'm not going to shield this first drill run, and I am going to throw the Side Strike. The good thing about going against Excadrill is it's so thin that even these Side Strikes are going to do a ton of damage to an Excadrill. So knowing that I don't need a Shadow Ball here, I'm just going to go ahead and dump another Side Strike into this, and of course the mother of all counters come my way. I run into Yveltal, and I built a Yveltal for Ultra League. That was a mistake. I should have waited until Master League came around to do it, because this thing is absolutely a beast against a lot of the meta. It beats so much, and you know, of course, with Dialga, it has that Focus Blast that I can just one-shot. So speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and have my Dialga against their Mewtwo. Going to go ahead and throw this Iron Head that gets shielded. So now I'm just at a one shield tie with this opponent. So they're going to go ahead and throw a Side Strike. I'm just going to let it go through, and I'm going to try to chunk as much health from it as I can. And I'm just going to go ahead and shield the Side Strike right here. Probably didn't need to, but you know, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and throw this Iron Head into this Mewtwo. If I take it out, I get the shield. So, I mean, that's kind of good. But I could have just gone without the Dialga. I could have let it go, because my win condition would have been Lugia here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw these Side Strikes into, these Sky Attacks into this Yveltal, and try to catch a potential Dark Pulse. Wasn't able to do so, and what makes it even sadder is Mewtwo was nearly at a Side Strike. So if I would have just hung tough, kept Lugia in the game without switching out, I potentially could have gotten a win there. But you know, the Yveltal gets KO'd, and then one Side Strike from the Mewtwo, and it's game over. So good game to my opponent. They played that so much better than I did. Battle number 4 on set number 2. So set number 2 was the one where I really got worked. So we got Dialga into Mewtwo again. Like the thing that you have to do with these battles is you have to make sure that you are able to at least build up to a Focus Blast to make them believe that that's what you're going to throw. If you don't throw it, then so be it. But if you do throw it, then that works out well. Unfortunately, I don't get a shield, but at this point, I can just go double Side Strike because it is within range in order to take it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the first Side Strike, and I get the shield. So now I'm thinking, all right, let me go ahead and just play it safe, go for the Shadow Ball. Again, could have just saved myself a little bit of extra energy and just hit this thing with a Side Strike, but it doesn't matter. The opponent go ahead and block both of Mewtwo's attacks, and then they come in. I aggressively swap to my Dialga. I block the Iron Head, and then the opponent comes in with Palkia. Now, this is a neutral matchup on the end that Dragon Breath. Well, this is a good matchup for Dialga. Dragon Breath isn't doing as much to Dialga as it's doing to Palkia. That Aqua Tail was resisted, but this Iron Head is going to be resistant to the Palkia. But again, because Dialga has the Steel typing, it's resisting those Dragon Breaths, is making it neutral, I need to say. So, opponent comes in with a Kyogre, and most Kyogres are running Blizzard, so I only have one hope in this battle that I think that I can try to go towards. I need to go into Lugia and start building up, and I need to time this out perfectly and see to it that I catch a Blizzard on the Mewtwo, which in fact I was able to do. I caught the Blizzard on the Mewtwo, and then I'm able to just go ahead and farm down this Kyogre. The opponent did swap into their Dialga, but again, there wasn't really much that the Dialga could do at that point in time because it was already weak. And then I just go ahead and throw this second sky attack into the Kyogre, and that was a good battle. Alright, and the final battle that we have Mewtwo into Groudon. So again, pretty neutral matchup, one that you don't have to shy away from. So I'm building up to about 2 side strikes, close to, and the opponent's going to go ahead and after I throw the side strike, they're going to go ahead and shield. Alright, so they shield this, they get a mud shot through and throw their charge attack too. I kind of hate it when opponents do that. I feel like it's cheating a little bit, but you know, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and build back up to hopefully another 2 mud shots. So I'm committed to double shielding, and the second shield was a great idea because they did throw the earthquake, and then the opponent's going to come in with a Dragonite, a Dragon Tail Dragonite. So gonna go ahead and throw the side strike here on the Dragonite, and then come in with Lugia. Hindsight, I probably should have just come in with Dialga. Would have been able to farm more, and Lugia would have been a perfect answer to have against the Groudon in the back, especially since they got 1 shield. So opponent then comes in with Ho-Oh. So yeah, it would have 1000% been a better idea for me to come in with my Dialga as opposed to Lugia. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and put a Hydro Pump into this Ho-Oh, but unfortunately was not able to do so, and the opponent is going to get to a Brave Bird here. Ho-Oh is a much more playable Pokemon in Master League with the Incinerate update that it has. So the opponent comes in with their own Groudon. I switched to my Mewtwo, thinking that they're going for an Earthquake. I do catch a Fire Punch, and then I go ahead and throw the Side Strike. So that's going to be enough in order to take out the Groudon. But now the real question is the Psychic going to be enough to take out the Ho-Oh? A little bit of lag there. So it's not enough in order to take out the Ho-Oh, and now I'm going to be coming in with the Dialga, and this Earthquake's not going to one-shot, but Jesus Christ, it nearly does the work. And by the slimmest of margins, the Incinerate goes through before the final bit of damage registered from my Dragon Breath. So that's going to be a good battle. So as you can see, this team netted me a 4-1 start in my first set, and then kind of slipped to a 2-3 start on my second set. So again, 6-4 altogether with this team. I'm going to be interested in seeing how I can kind of build other teams here in Master League. But thank you guys for watching this video. I look forward to bringing you more Go Battle League Struggle content videos. Give me some suggestions on good Pokemon you think I should run in the Master League Classic. I'm not growing up to the Open Master League just yet because I don't have the XL candies for all that, but I will pour dust and candies into level 40 Pokemon at least. But as always, you guys take care, enjoy, and continue to strive forward.